In this nitty-gritty Let's Play live stream, we're going to be playing American Mah Jongg using the 2025 National Mah Jongg League card, and we are going to be playing at Mah Jongg time. Today's topic is competitive play. I'll be doing a short presentation, and then we're going to play in a marathon. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you for sharing about MAHJLIFE. I also want to give a shout out to our moderators today. Thank you for helping monitor the chat. The format today is nitty-gritty. That means we're not going to do any socialization. We're just going to focus on the topic today. If you prefer to socialize, join us on Friday nights from 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern time, because that's when we hang out and chit-chat. I also do casual live streams on Wednesdays from 1 to 3 with the channel members. So if you would like to just hang out with me and play Mahjong and chit chat, I share a little more about my life in those live streams. So if you would like to hear about some of that, feel free to join us in the Fanatics tier, which is $4.99 a month. And then also the Obsessed tier, which is $9.99 a month. And each one of those has increasing perks. So if you want to know more about it, go to my website, MAHJLIFE.com, click Get Involved, and then look at channel membership. And I appreciate your support. So let me share my screen. Once I get the presentation up, I've been crazy busy lately, so I'm just running a little bit behind, it seems. Well, yeah, late. Okay, let's just be real. I've been running late. So, I mean, we went live, right? But I'm not quite ready here. So let me get this going. Thank you again for being here. Hello, Abby, Susan, Evelyn. Welcome, welcome. No. All right, I guess I'll tell you. Riley is not good. He has cancer. He has the cancer's in his spleen, and it's in his liver, and it's in his, I don't know what you call it. It begins with the letter M. It's all around the lining of his abdomen. It's metastatic. So there's nothing we can do except keep him comfortable and happy and cuddle him as best we can on a daily basis. He has probably equal good days and bad days right now, but we're going into some dark days. So it's touch and go. We'll see what happens, but I probably am gonna, I don't know. I don't know what it's gonna look like as we go. But so yeah, it's not good. Not good at all. But it's part of life, and he's 17 years. We're not supposed to be talking about personal stuff, so I apologize. But he's 17 years old, so he's lived a really long life. And he's a very, very special little guy because he was a stray for a couple of years, and we rescued him. Thankfully, we found him on a rescue site, and we just have loved him to bits. So yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be really, really, really hard. So now you know. We found out a week ago Thursday. So yeah. Okay, let me see if I can find this here. Thank you for all your thoughts and prayers. I appreciate it. Yeah, Mah Jongg is part of life. Yeah. Okay, let's see now. Why did where's my stinking, what in the world? Hold on a second. Okay, here it is. Why did this not open? What in the heck? That's not. I don't. Oh, that's not. Oh my gosh, I can't think. Hold on one second. I got to figure this out. Where's my thing here? Okay. Oh, I think I know why that looked weird. Okay, I think this is it. You're going to get my talk, my one of my signature talks. This, we might not go into all of it because we probably don't have time. This is a signature talk where I have a whole like 45 minutes, but we're not going to do all that. Let me just look in here and see how far we will go here. Execute milestones. Yeah, this is like 145, but it's also good. Threshold judgment. Okay, so we don't need to do that. It's still kind of a lot. Okay. All right, we'll just get it going here. We're going to talk about competitive play because you do play a little differently with competition. Okay, thank you, Abby. Thank you, Jill, Agnes, Becky, Janice. Thank you, everybody. All right, let me share my screen. Well, oh, I like to do this one here. No, this one. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's just take it slide by slide, okay? How's that sound? So competitive play. First of all, how many of you have played in a tournament? Put, let's see, well, just say yes. If you've played in a tournament, just tell me yes. How many of you have played in a tournament? If anybody wants to say, do we have tournament players in here? Just say yes. Yes, yes, yes. I've played in several. I usually play in maybe one a year, one or two. I prefer to play socially. Only in virtual tournament, Abby says. Okay. In-person tournament is quite different, but it's just a little more entailed, I guess. And you get to see your competitors more so than online. So we do have some competitors in here. This presentation is still going to have content that you might appreciate, but it is intended for people who have not played competitively before. So if you have thought about playing competitively, this is for you. So let's see what I have to share. Well, first of all, thank you for being here. When I do a gig, this is, oh, thank you, Carol. This is where the thank you goes. So thank you. And then I ask how many of you have played competitively, and you answered my question, so thank you. Mahjong is a game full of tradition with laughter when played socially. When the stakes go up, in a competitive setting, the vibe shifts. You must focus on strategy application and good timing. One win doesn't make a champion, consistency does. So you have to be consistent and be mindful of what is happening at the table. Before we dig in, I just want to share, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. The opportunities come in two ways. First of all, the wall, when you get your dealt tiles, and then discards. The discards also can have a bit of luck because they're incoming tiles. So anytime you get incoming tiles, there's some luck involved there. It's what you do with those tiles that is the skill. So the incoming tiles would be the Charleston tiles, and then also discards from your opponents. Some of that, though, is going to require skill, because during the Charleston, if you see a trend, you can use that skill and switch and then leverage the trend. And then that also can apply with discards, because if you know how to read hands, you can use that information to help you with hand development if you're aware of exposures and discards alike. So there's a lot of skill, especially at the competitive level. If you play with beginners, you are going to have an advantage at the table as an experienced player. So skill will prevail there. If you are playing with people of equal or greater skill level, then luck is going to have a bigger factor, because if everybody is equally yoked in their knowledge of the game, their skills and the strategies that they know, and that they know how to correctly apply those strategies, then luck will prevail because you all are equally yoked. So think about that. It's an interesting thing to think about, and it could help with mindset in regards to expectations when you are playing competitively, because you don't know who you're going to be playing with in a competitive setting. If you go to a tournament, you could be playing with beginners. Skill will prevail at the table. But if you're playing at a table with all experienced players, luck will prevail. Anybody have any thoughts about that? I think it's an interesting topic to discuss. All right, you got to develop a healthy mindset. So here are some practicals. First of all, plan ahead, play often, play online, play in person, and also play socially to have fun and relax, socialize, but also play online and play with people who are more experienced than you, because then you're going to learn by observation and you're going to push yourself in a different way than when you play socially or play with people who are of equal skill or less. So play often. Also study the rules. You want to get the rules in advance if you're playing in a tournament, because every tournament director has their own spin of the game. In the US, tournament rules are not standardized. They're not regulated. So whatever convictions or culture the tournament director has, it's going to play out in their tournaments. So get the rules and study in advance. Also review the scoring, because some people score differently. So if you can, get your hands on their score sheet. Now, if they use a bubble system, or if they use some automated system of some kind, you'll get a welcome packet, and usually the welcome packet will have their scoring. If you can get that in advance, that will help, and that way you'll be prepared when you get to the event. The next practical is just to do your best. Now, this might sound just super simplified, but it's important. Just do your best. When you play, conserve your time. You want to be mindful of the clock, because if you do not complete that fourth game, you'll get a 0. You don't want that to happen. There are several ways that you can conserve your time. One is don't straddle and just make decisions for the strongest option in your hand. Also, during the Charleston, if you, in the first game, let's say, you're playing with someone, or maybe more than one person who is slow at the table, and it's a concern that maybe they can slow that 12-minute average that you need to hit, because you got to usually finish 4 games in 55 minutes, you might stop the Charleston to conserve time. So be very mindful of the pace of the game based on the players at the table. Don't vacillate. I mentioned that. Sacrifice, then recover. And I did sort of mention that when it comes to making decisions. If you hesitate, you're going to waste time. So make decisions quickly. And then if you feel that you could have made a better choice, it's okay. You usually can recover. Either that or just fold and block. And I mentioned this, stop the Charleston as a last resort, especially if you're playing with people who are slow. Just stop the Charleston. It's your prerogative, and you could get those 4 games in if this is this issue here. Also, control your mindset. Make sure when you go to a competitive event to pick an achievable goal, and that way you can leave that event feeling that it was successful, and you'll be encouraged, and therefore you'll want to keep going to more competitive events. So you want to pick an achievable goal. An achievable goal would be something like stay away from the leaderboard. That's what I do. I don't go to the leaderboard. I just do my best every hand. And that's all I can do. I just do my very best, one hand at a time. And that would be another achievable goal. Another one achievable goal that may or may not be achievable because it may or may not be your fault, but that is to try not to discard the winning tile. Sometimes it's just inevitable. So that may or may not be an achievable goal, even though I try to do that anyway. So those are just a few examples. Also, maybe make a friend. Make that an achievable goal. All right, next, play smart, not big. So there's a thing, a saying, win big, win little. Win little, win big. When you, there are a couple ways that you can think about playing. And that is, if you play a bunch of easy hands, they're going to be quicker wins. If you play the harder hands, they take longer to develop, and they have components that are more difficult to create. So someone playing an easier hand could win before someone playing a big hand. However, if you're set up well for a big hand, go for it. If you look at scorecards for the players in the winner's circle, they're going to have a lot of big hands. But there are circumstances that go into that. Who are they playing with? What kind of a dealt hand were they given? What were the results of the Charleston? So there are a lot of variables. Who was in their business? Who was also playing with the same tiles or not? So there are a lot of variables that go into whether or not you're going to be in the winner's circle and what kind of hands you played. But just remember that if you play a bunch of little hand or easy hands, you're probably going to bring in more value, more score than if you play fewer big point hands. So test this out and see what the results are. Focus on easy, lower value hands. See if you can bring in more than if you were to focus on bigger hands, fewer and bigger. So play smart, not big. And then, of course, have fun. Go to have fun. It's meant to be fun. Also, understand advantages. Luck is the nature of the beast in any game. It comes in 3 ways. Your opponents, so that's who you play with. Remember, I was talking about beginners. And then if you're equally yoked, you're playing with more experienced players with the same skill level or thereabouts. That would be your opponents. Then also your dealt hand and picks from the wall. But really, it's more about incoming tiles, because during the Charleston, your opponents are passing tiles to you. So there could be some luck there as well, especially if you have opponents at the table who do not pass defensively. And that is going to be luck, which goes back to the first bullet. Who are you playing with? Are you playing with someone that doesn't pass defensively? They may pass you like numbers. They may pass you a pair. But you may play at another table where you're playing with advanced players who pass defensively. You're not going to see a flower, and you're not going to see like numbers. So it just really depends, and you have no control over any of these things. When you get tiles, incoming tiles from the wall, whether that be your dealt hand or whether that be picking and discarding or even the Charleston, that is where the luck is. The rest is up to you. That's where your skill and strategy application come in. You want to differentiate yourself, of course. And the way you can do that is to master hand development. There are tactics that you can adopt to help you make smart decisions, provable hand development tactics. And we'll be able to talk about those when we do gameplay with commentary. You also want to leverage the power of position. And if you've watched my videos, I've talked a lot about the power of position, and we'll talk about it more today if you're new to this idea. So I will explain that. And then also you want to correctly execute the tactics. You can know about strategies and the tactics that make it work, but if you don't apply them correctly or at the right time, they're going to fail. So you've got to understand the tactics and apply them correctly with the right timing. So let's talk about top 3 hand development tactics. The first one is to optimize. This is when you target multiples. If you have multiples in your hand, in the dealt hand, you want to target them and start there, because American Mah Jongg is a game of multiples. If you look at the card, every single hand uses multiples. So that's why you would target them to optimize hand development. Target multiples. So you see here we have a pair of white dragons and a pair of 5s. I would play a year hand. Even though we do have 5, 6, 7, 8 dragons, you could maybe play the third hand from the bottom under consecutive run, but you've got a lot more tiles here with a year hand. Let's see, what would we pass? East. I think I would play that dragon hand because we could leverage the 5 and the dragon. And if you look at the year category, there are 2 hands with flowers. One of them uses, well, we have no flowers, so we would play the second or third hand. And we have 2 white dragons. We would have to play that one second hand down. So with this hand, second hand down, we would be able to play that hand with these tiles, and we could pass safely as well. If we played the 6th hand down under consecutive run, we would have to do a risky pass. We would have to pass either 2 winds and a 2 or 2 2s and a wind. I think because of that, I would probably play the year hand, and that way you could pass east 7, 6, 8 or something like that and go for the year hand, or maybe south green 8 or something like that. So you want to think about defense, especially in a competitive setting. But the bottom line here is you got to optimize, target multiples, and then pick the best option. So you could play year number 2 or 3, I suppose, and then consecutive run as well. So maybe just, yeah, here I picked the year hand, so you can pass defensively. That's funny. That's what I would do. Really, yeah, you could even use that green dragon, maybe. You'd have to throw away a white dragon, though. Maybe. Anyhow, okay, so next. The next tactic, number 2, is to maximize. This is a great tactic if you don't have any multiples with your dealt hand, like here. There's all single tiles. You want to find a category that will use most of your tiles. So here, consecutive run or 3-6-9 you could do. So maybe you could pass south green 1 and focus on 5, 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, 9, or maybe 3, 6, 9. That would be maximizing. And then the third tactic is to streamline. This is when you focus on consecutive run. So we have a pair of 5, so we can optimize and play maybe 3, 4, 5 of some kind, or maybe little odds. So we would discard the white dragon and then the 8, 9. Since we could maybe do little odds, we could maybe keep that 1, but it's not very helpful without a 3. So you could probably make this better and let the 1 go and pass white dragon, then the 8 bam with a 1 crack, let's say. That might be a safer pass. But here, the tactic would be to streamline. Streamlining would be playing consecutive run. Consecutive run. It's the most efficient category on the card because you have a range of numbers that you can leverage in hand development. You can go up or down the range. We could do 2, 3, 4, 5 if we get 2s. We could do 3, 4, 5 or 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you can go up or down. You've got a lot of wiggle room with consecutive run. That's why I call it streamlining. For power play, stack tactics. If you can optimize, maximize, and streamline, you will have a greater potential for a huge transformation in your hand by the end of the Charleston. And then you can leverage that progress going forward into the pick and discard phase of the game. Does anyone have any questions about the top 3 hand development tactics? Optimize, maximize, streamline. And we'll probably talk about it as we go when we do gameplay with commentary. Okay, so you want to also leverage the power of position. And this helps with both risk assessment and it helps manage expectations. So it's a 2-pronged benefit. The idea here is after the Charleston, you count your discards based on the strength of your hand. If you have more than 4 discards, you're likely an underdog. If you have 4 discards, you're likely a contender. If you have fewer than 4 discards, you are likely a front runner. What that means is that if you are an underdog, you're going to take a low risk approach to the game. You're not going to call tiles until you have a stronger position. So you want to have no gaps and you want to know what hand you're playing with few weaknesses even. So you have to continue development if you are an underdog. If you are a contender, you can take on more risk, more so than an underdog. You could take moderate risk. You still want to be mindful because you likely still have some weaknesses in your hand, but maybe you know what hand you're playing and you've got no gaps. And then finally, the front runner. Here, you play to win regardless of risk. You push to stay in front of your opponents. If you're a front runner, push to stay in front or get in front because there are likely other front runners at the table. So you want to get an advantage by pushing hard to win. Keep the lead. So here's an example. We have 2 multiples in here, so we're going to optimize 1 crack 4 dot. What does that mean? Consecutive run. But here we have a lot of options. Consecutive run 2-2, 3-2, number 4, number 8. We could even do odds 2-1. That's a lot of options. So, and we could do any one of them. That's just we're spread super thin. If you're spread thin, you're going to be an underdog. We're not going to be able to use all these tiles until we pick a hand and we make sure that we have no gaps and few weaknesses. We're going to be an underdog. So we need to take a low risk until that point. Here's another example. We can optimize here too because we've got dragons and 2s. So we could maybe do like numbers, but there's a gap. There's a gap, so we're an underdog. We'll be an underdog until we fill a gap. No, we don't have the 2 dot. Here we have a 2 pair, so we can optimize, and we could even streamline and maximize. We can do, this would be a power play here. 1, 2, 3 dot, or 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a pair of flowers, so that would probably mean that we'd play the 3rd hand down under consecutive run, and we have 4 discards, so we're a contender for this one. Contender. Very nice. In this one, we've got multiples. 2, bam, 2, 3, 4, chow, dragons, winds and dragons, number 2. We have only 2 discards, so we're a front runner. We're going to stay in front and do everything we can to win. Here, we don't have any, actually, we could, let's see here. We do have a joker. So we could use the joker to maybe pung the green, and we could Kong the white and be ready to win on a flower. So we would be a front runner here. The next thing I just want to talk about is Strategy by Wall by Tom Sloper, because it is foundational. It is a very good strategy overall, and it basically helps you compartmentalize strategies during the game. And I learned this concept from Tom Sloper of Sloperama, but I've made it my own by adding some of my own ideas. The concept here is from a bird's eye view. You're looking at the table, and you can see that the first wall is broken and then dealt into the player's hands, and you're left with a itty-bitty wall, usually in front of east, and then another short wall with the player on east left, which would be, let's see, if I'm over there, it would be north's wall. So this would be north here. East, south, west, north. So then we would do the Charleston. During the Charleston, you're focused on hand development. You're just gathering tiles to support the strength of your hand. Then the rest of the game, when East discards, is divided into segments or phases or stages, I guess you could say. The first 7 discards, or first rounds of picks, let's say, that is when you want to monitor your ability to further progress the hand development process, because you typically are going to have a few discards to still let go of. So you want to reassess your position after 7 picks, because that could require you to adjust your position from front runner to contender, or maybe contender to front runner, even go up or down, depending on what happens at the table. So the first 7 picks, that's the begin game. Then the next 40 is the middle game, and the final 40 is the end game. And there are different strategies that you can use. You want to correctly execute the tactics within those strategies, though, or they won't work. So here are some milestones that you can think about to help you throughout the game. The first one is to assess your position after the Charleston. Underdog, contender, front runner, and take on the level of risk accordingly. And then reassess at the end of 7 picks. Either confirm your position or modify it, and then take that relative risk going forward. The next one is at the end of that short wall, end of 7 picks thereabouts, or 81 tiles remaining. You want to try to commit to a category, and this will just help you keep pace with the game as far as hand development is concerned. So try to limit yourself to 1 category by the end of that first wall, or it would be the second wall. Okay, then you want to reassess your position. So if you've made little to no progress, you're going to probably be an underdog, or maybe switch from contender to underdog. If you have made progress, you can bump up from underdog to contender, or stay as a contender. And then if you've made great progress, you could bump from underdog or contender to front runner during these 7 picks. But if you are a front runner and you end a front runner in that first 7 picks, that's okay. Just stay put, and then as the game progresses, push to stay in front. Still as an underdog, take a low risk approach, moderate risk approach as a contender, and then you push regardless of You push regardless of risk if you are a front runner. All right, so now here's some milestones. We were going to look at begin game, middle game, and end game. Is everybody with me? Begin, middle, end game. In the begin game, we already talked about this a bit. You're going to assess your position right when East discards. So you want to look and see how many tiles you have to discard based on the strength of your hand, and then decide, are you an underdog, contender, or front runner? And then at the end of that wall, you're going to commit to a category. Then we're going to go further here. A few picks in from that next wall that is pushed out after the first 7 discards go, about 70 tiles remaining. You want to think about whether or not you need to switch your hand. For example, if you're playing a pair hand and it just doesn't come in, or maybe you're playing a concealed hand and some of your tiles get used in exposures or discards, you may switch your hand to something exposable. This is the sweet spot for switching because it gives you, excuse me, it gives you just enough time to switch your hand. You have enough tiles remaining to find something else to play. Okay, next we have the middle of that next wall right here, this third wall that we're in, about 60 tiles remaining. This is the joker bait sweet spot if you like to do joker bait. Now, joker bait is a hit or miss tactic, so don't rely on it too much. It is very exciting when it works, but with a study that I've been doing with some people in the my channel member group, we've been testing joker bait, and it's about 10% success rate, which is not great. So try not to rely on it, but use it if you can. Also, commit to a hand at this point if you haven't already, because you're just delaying the inevitable. This is going to force you to get out of staggering either categories or hands. Hopefully you've already picked your category, but at a minimum you want to do that. Otherwise, make sure you know what hand you're playing. And then just a couple of picks from here, you want to start hoarding safe discards because you're getting a bit close to the end game, which is the red line there. At the end, or towards the end of that third wall, about 41 tiles remaining, make it your goal to be ready to win by that point. If you can be ready to win by the end of the third wall, you have a pretty good chance of winning. At about 40 tiles remaining, you want to reassess your position because you need to decide if you're going to play to win or fold and block. So if you're an underdog, fold and block. If you're a contender, you got to decide how many tiles do you need and are they available or are they being kept by your opponent? So you got to make that decision of what are your chances to win. If you're a contender, you might need to fold and block. Break up your hand, which will make you an underdog at that point. And if you're a front runner, you push to win. Next, we have this push-fold judgment. This is after, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4 picks going into the last wall. Once that person pushes out that last wall, 4 picks in, you want to decide if you're going to play to win or fold and block. Now, if you fold and block, that is a good thing. Don't be hard on yourself if you're folding. That is a good thing to do. It's just another way to look at the game. Instead of playing to win, you're playing to fold and block your opponents. So if you end in a wall game, you could even consider that a win. Because you would, in a tournament, you'd get plus 10 points. That would be a win. All right, let's quickly talk about weight patterns and then risk assessment, and then we'll do gameplay with commentary. When you're ready to win, that could affect your position. And this is important also to manage your expectations in the end game, especially because more times than not, you're ready to win by the end game, which is the last wall. Sometimes you could be ready to win if you've done well with hand development by the middle of the third wall. And then, boy, if you're ready to win before then, that's fantastic, of course. Okay, so weight patterns. This is the tile you're ready to win with. You could be ready to win on a single tile. An example of that would be news. If you're ready to win on a west, let's say, that would be a single tile. You could be ready to win on a pair. So you're waiting for one tile to complete a pair. You could be waiting on a tile to complete a pung or a kong. Just one though, one block. That would be a multiple wait. Then we have a double wait. That would be where you're ready to win on one of two blocks, like a pung and a kong, or two pungs, where you have jokers that can be reallocated. That's a double wait. Then you have a triple wait, same thing, except you have three blocks. So any one of three tiles can give you the win. And then we have a quad wait. With these weights, they are on a spectrum or a continuum, whichever word you want to use. On the single side, we're weak with a weak weight, and then on the quad side, we have a strong weight, and then the strength varies in between. So a double weight is better than a pair weight. A quad weight is better than a double weight. So you want to do what you can to have the strongest weight possible. That's one way to look at this. Single pair is weak, multiple is strong, double, triple is stronger, and a quad weight is the strongest. So you want to look for opportunities to strengthen your weight. This is where that switch sweet spot comes in, because if you're playing a concealed hand, or maybe even a pair hand, you're going to be guaranteed a weak weight. You could switch at that 70 tile mark and switch to an exposable hand, where you could end up with a double, triple, quad weight, which are stronger weights. So think about it. If you can switch to something that will give you a stronger weight, you could have a better chance of winning. If your weight is strong, push to win. If your weight is weak, fold and block. Another thing you could consider is if you are a front runner by 7 picks, you have an exposable hand and a strong weight. Any two of these three, you can push to win, otherwise fold and block. This works really well in a competitive game. If you have 2 out of 3 of these, play to win. Strong weight comes into play here. But if you're a front runner, if you've been a front runner the whole game and you're playing an exposable hand, that's good too. So you want to think about these 3 variables: front runner by 7, exposable hand, and a strong weight. 2 out of 3, set it free. Push to win. Fly. Fly like the wind. Okay, now let's talk about discard planning in the end game. On the left, we have likelihood of a tile being risky, and on the right, we have the impact that it can create if you discard. On the left, we have improbable, possible, and probable in regards to risk. Risk likely, unlikely to occur for improbable, risk likely to occur for possible, risk most likely to occur for probable. So think about these likelihoods of a discard being a risky tile. And then on the right, you think about the impact, which increases negatively based on exposures. Because the more exposures an opponent has, the more likely you're going to be able to figure out what they're playing, and you'll know whether or not that tile is going to be risky. So by looking at the likelihood of a tile being discarded as being risky and the impact that it's going to create, it's going to tell you whether or not you should fold and block or play to win. So if you have a discard that is, let's say, a possible risky discard, but nobody has exposures, that's going to be a low impact discard, play to win. But let's say that instead you have a probable tile, maybe a tile that has been unseen or only one is out, and your opponent has 2 exposures and they could maybe use that tile, then you're going into a medium impact. Then we increase with Let's say that you have an unseen tile and somebody has 3 exposures and you know exactly what they need and you have that tile and you don't need it. That's going to be high. And then lastly, extreme. Someone has 3 exposures, you draw a tile that you know they need, you fold and block. You want to stay in the low medium range and stay out of the high extreme. Now, we did talk about push-pull judgment. For the sake of time, we're not going to go into this. So let me just go here because I would like to get to gameplay with commentary, and we'll talk about push-pull judgment as we go. But I do want to just share a couple of more things before we switch. So let's do this. You cannot control the wall. So this would be with your deal, and it would be with the discards coming out from your opponents, okay? You want to keep in mind how that impacts your hand. But when you pick from the wall, you can't control that. You don't know what you're going to get, but you can control how you play and what you do with the tiles you get. And the idea there is you play your best game one at a time, keep the lessons, leave the losses. So don't kick yourself after a game if you don't win. And if there's something in there to learn from the experience, keep that. That's a jewel of knowledge that you can then use as you continue to play. So I hope you found this helpful. It seems that if you're playing a pair hand and only need 1 tile, it becomes stronger likelihood since it can be called. Well, yes, but if you need 1 tile, and it's going to depend on what's happening at the table, because that 1 tile could be kept by an opponent. If you see that someone has a couple of exposures and then they're in the same category as you, they could have your 1 tile. Whereas if you're playing a game where you have a double or triple weight, you're going to be much more likely to win. It's going to be a lower value hand, but it could be a better or a more likely win because you have increased chance of getting your winning tile because you have a stronger weight. So yeah. Okay, let's see. Evelyn said, I've even exposed 2 jokers simply to create a triple weight. So meaning you could draw the Joker exchange tile and do an exchange and declare Mahjong? Is that what you mean? Okay, so I'm going to close this presentation and we're going to play now at Mahjong time, and we're going to play in a marathon. So 4 games in a row, which will take about an hour. Oh man, we don't really have time for that. It's already a quarter till. Oh, yeah. I think that little story time at the beginning kind of impacted our timeline. So I don't think we're not going to have time to play a marathon, but that's okay. We'll still play games. We'll do gameplay with commentary. So we'll still be able to talk about everything that I shared about in that presentation. And then the next time we do competitive play, we'll play in marathons. And then also we can still play with competition in mind, even though we're not playing 4 games in a row. So let's see here. Why? Oh, I'm in Mahjong school. Let me share my screen here. Wait a minute. What is happening here? Is my mind not working today? What is going on? Home, games. Oh, fun games. Oh my gosh. I'm out of it today. Jeez. Okay, so here we go. Here's a table. We're going to just play right here. Okay. All right, here we go. 4 players here at the table. All right, let's see what we have here. We have ones and fives, so we can play probably little odds or 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5. I would hold consecutive numbers or little odds here. 1, 3, 5, 9. Maybe we can do an odd hand if we get a 7. So let's pass north 8 green. We could play 1, 3, bam, 5.79 crack. We would need a pung of sevens. That's a gap. That's an example of a gap hand, which is not ideal. Okay, so we have a 2 and a 3, a 1. So I would play little odds or 1, 2, 3 of some kind. There's 1, 2, 3. Here's a 1. We have 2 clear discards, so now we need to sacrifice a tile. Let's let the 2 crack go. We have 1, 2, 3, and then 5s. Right now, it's not quite working, but we'll see. We're just going to keep gathering right now. Okay, so we have a 9 and a 6, which really is not helpful at the moment. We don't have any 4s to tie in with the 6, but we do have tiles we can pass. So that's a silver lining. We don't need to pick a hand. Not yet. We've got discards. Aha, look, there's a 4. And here's a 6. Okay. We do have a 7. Okay, so yeah, we're going to keep going because we don't even know what hand we're playing. We have 1 clear discard, really 2. This 1 dot can go. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6. But our 5 dot pair, I think I'd like to use that if possible. So I think I would let go of this 6. Let's see. Hold on. Let me think a minute. Someone might think, well, what about playing that floating pair hand, second hand from the bottom? We have no 5 bam. We have no 5 bam. We would need a pair, and we'd have to break up 2 pair. Oh my goodness, look, we got a 5 dot. Okay, now we have 2 clear discards. So now we have to make a choice here. So let's see, we have 1, 3, 5, no 3 dot. We could maybe try for the second hand down, but we have a gap, no 3 dot. We could maybe try for, let's see, we're going across, so we have to pass. Let's see, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3. I think what I would do here is let the 1 go because we have to pass something, and I don't pass flowers. I think the 1 would give us a little bit of wiggle room, and we could maybe try for that pair hand, even though we have a gap. We're just going to have to wait and see what we get. So now we have tiles we can pass. We're going to trust the process. Trust the process. We're targeting multiples. We have a 3 bam pair, 5 dot pung. We want to try to use the 3, 5. We broke up a 1 bam, but that's okay. We can recover if we end up needing it. We'll be able to recover with a joker maybe, depending on what hand we play. So let's just wait and see what we get. But we're going to be an underdog on this one, I think. Right now we have 4 discards, 5 discards. We have 5 discards if we play that floating pair hand. Because we need a 5 bam, we've got a gap. Anytime you have a gap, you're an underdog. Okay, so now we have a 5 dot Kong. 5 dot Kong. All right, and then we have 2 clear discards. 3, 4, 5. 2, 1, 2, 3, 5. I think I would do 2. 2 and just see what happens here. If we get a 4 dot, we could do 2, 3, 4, 5 and leverage that 5 dot Kong. Second hand down on the right, 2, 3 bam, 4, 5 dot. That's a gap, but we can use a joker if we need to. Okay, so no keepers here. There's a 6. It's in our range, 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe. We have 2 discards, I'd say, here. We don't need the 8 at all, though. We're an underdog, so we need to take a low-risk approach. If any of our tiles go down, we pass. That would be an example of low risk. Just pass until you have a stronger hand.
9 characters.
You just want to wait until you know what hand you're playing and you have no gaps.
9 dots.
Joker. Okay, so that could be helpful, but we still don't know what we're playing.
9 dots.
Although we could maybe use that to fill a gap.
6 bamboo.
I think I would let the flower and the 6 crack go. Although,
2 characters.
let's see, no, that wouldn't work. Let's see, 3, 4. What we really need in here is a 4,
8 dots.
maybe a 4 crack. We could play the 3rd hand down
7
on the
dots.
right, or 5 bam would be nice. We could play that floating pair hand, 2nd hand from the bottom. And the pair could be anywhere in the
9
run.
bamboos.
Another joker. Awesome.
6 characters.
Okay, so now
5 characters.
what we need here, we have a gap. I would wait. We have a gap. This would be risky taking that 5.
Southwind.
I'd rather do 2, 3, 4, 5 and use this to fill a gap. Like define this as a 4.
8 bamboos.
If a 4 dot goes down, we could pung. Because we have a gap with that floating pair hand. There's a 2 now. So let's let the flower go.
Flower.
So I'm thinking 2, 3, 4, 5.
Pung.
And this would be a gap hand. But we have jokers.
7 bamboos.
We're 1 away from ready on that.
7 characters.
So, or 1 away from set, I should say. Because we could pung the 2, pung the 4, or Kong the 3, and then we have our 5.
7
I'd
bamboos.
say even though we have a gap,
1 bamboo.
I would say we're a contender because we're really 1 good pick from being set. So I'd say we could bump up to contender
7
because of the type of
bamboos.
hand we're playing. This is a 2 pung, 2 Kong
7
hand.
dots.
You can use any number of jokers here, and we happen to get jokers. So
Flower.
we're able to bump up from underdog to contender by switching our hand. And we did it about 2 picks ago, I think. So we were at maybe 80 tiles remaining.
1 character. 2 dots.
So 2, 3, 4, 5. A 2nd hand down on the right under
West wind.
consecutive run. Ooh, West.
3 dots.
They didn't take it. Oh, look, we got a keeper. So now we're
2
set.
characters.
So we're a front runner. We are a front runner.
5
We're right
bamboos.
at that 70 tile mark, which is a sweet spot
2
for
dots.
switching. So we're in really good shape. We just bumped up to front runner.
South wind.
And that's because of the kind of hand we're playing. We have only 2
Red
discards.
dragon.
Okay, so that's out. I want to let the 5 go.
5 characters.
We're ready to pung the 2,
2
Kong,
dots.
Kong the 3, pung the 4. If that comes down,
3 characters.
we're looking for bams.
4 characters.
Oh yeah, we don't want to hold on to that
West wind.
because we have our opponent on the left has 2.
Mahjong.
Oh, they were ready. I was thinking maybe they weren't because they let the other West go. And plus, we're still in the middle part of the game. So I don't feel bad about discarding that tile. Well done, Misty. Okay, so let's see. Shelby is playing 7, 8, 9 dragon, the Chow hand. And then this player has lots of jokers, like numbers concealed probably. All right, let's play again. Odds with news. Yeah, there was a gap though. No 3 dot. We never saw a 3 dot. We never got a 3 dot, and it went down just right when we started getting tiles, but I see why you would want to do that. All right, let's see if we can get another game in here. Okay, here we go. Okay, we have a lot of big numbers. Okay, so pair 7, pair 9, target multiples. Pair 7, pair 9. So maybe a big odd hand, maybe 5 through 9, where we have a gap, no 6, but it could come in. So let's pass 4, 6 south. Okay, we got a 7. So let's just put this in order and see. We have 2 clear discards. 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9. 2 clear discards. So now we have to make a choice. We have 7, 8, 9, pair, pair. I think I'd let the 7 go. Oh, wait. Let's let the 6 go instead, because we have big odds. Although we have a pair of flowers, we need to use the flowers. Let's see. What could we do? Cracks, dots, bams. Let's let the 6 bam go here. We have mostly one suit. We have that pair of flowers there. It'd be really, oh, somebody just gave us like numbers. Okay, so let's let the 2 go. 7, 8, 9 flower. 5, 7, 7, 9. 5, 7, 7, 9. I was thinking maybe about the concealed hand, but we'd have to break up a pair. 5, 7 bam. 5, 7 crack, 9 dot. Actually, that would allow us to pass safely. We could go for that concealed hand. We have no consecutive run number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have no dragons though. Were you thinking 7, 8, 9 dragon? We have no dragons. That would be a gap. That would be a gap hand. I typically don't play gap hands if I can stand it. I really don't recommend it, because we do have a hand. Wait, what happened to my 9 dot? Did I just pass the 9 dot? That was a mistake. Okay, so that's okay. We can recover. You can recover with a mistake. Yes. Let's keep that 8. Let's pass 1, 2, 9. Okay, I think I accidentally passed the 9 dot because I was talking. I would not play consecutive run number 5 because we have no dragon. That's a gap. Now, if we get a dragon, I would consider it. But right now, I would more be likely to play the 3rd hand down on the right. 7, 8, 9, no gaps. We got a 2. Darn it. I want that 9 dot back. But we do have a potential hand here already. 7, 8, 9. 3rd hand down under consecutive run. We have no gaps for that hand. If we get a 6 crack, we could play the 1st hand, but I'd rather use the flowers. I would like to use these flowers here. Okay, we got an 8. That would be the pair for the concealed hand. I think I would go for, or not concealed, the 3rd hand down. Okay, so this is going to be a bit of a risky pass, but I think there's going to be risk in every pass regardless. You just want to do the best you can with what you have. Look, we got the 6. What do you know? So we could play that first hand under consecutive run. 5 through 9 or 7, 8, 9 flower. So the first hand on the right or the third hand on the right. One of 2 hands, no gaps for both. So it's just going to be a matter of what we get. We're going to get a 9. If we get a 9 crack, I'd play the third hand down. If we get a 7 or an 8 or even a 6, I would play the first hand and let the flowers go. Okay, we got neither. So we're in between hands and we have 3 discards. So we're going to be an underdog until we pick a hand because we cannot use all these tiles. We have about 5 discards.
South wind.
Let's let the year tiles go.
2 dots.
I like to sabotage the big year hand.
2 bamboos.
Excuse me, I have a frog in my throat.
3 dots. 7 bamboos.
Okay, so let's let the 5 dot go.
5 dots.
5 bamboos.
3 dots.
Okay, we need keepers.
6 bamboos.
1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and 1 suit. We have a gap, no 3. So I probably would not play that hand, Tracy, because
2 dots.
we have no 3. It's a possibility
1 dot.
because we do have the 1, but we would have to throw
3
away a
bamboos.
pair. We have a pair of 8s. We could leverage that pair
2
and play
dots.
7, 8, 9 flower. So we'll see.
5
We can keep the
bamboos.
1 for a little bit and see if it comes in.
1 bamboo.
I would want to play a hand that uses all my multiples. 7, 8, 9 flower, third hand down. That would
5
use all the
bamboos.
multiples. That would
5
be
dots.
leveraging the strength of the hand. And there's a 5 now.
2 bamboos.
So because of that, I would be more likely to play the first hand on the right.
Flower.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We need a 6 crack and a 7 crack. We've got 2 of 2 pair. So we have our pairs. First hand under
4
consecutive run
bamboos.
on the right. 5, 9,
5
both pairs.
characters.
We have both of them. We're going to pass. Okay, there's a dragon. I don't want to keep that.
Green dragon.
4 dots.
Okay, we're at 76 tiles. So
4
a pick
dots.
ago, we would have had to pick our category, and we already know we're doing
1 dot.
consecutive run. Let's let the 6 go.
6 bamboos.
We're at the switch sweet spot right now.
6 characters.
We're not ready to take that. Somebody's hesitating here. Take it with a joker. Take it with a joker. Do it. Do it. Go on.
Prime.
Oh, no joker.
West
Dang.
wind.
Okay, so that's going to impact our hand. So I would switch to the third hand
1
down on the
bamboo.
right. Third hand down on the right. Or we could maybe
7
switch
dots.
to the hand that's Tracy recommended. Maybe, because the
7
6
characters.
is a goner. And we can't call that. We're stuck. We don't have enough tiles for it. We got a
bamboos.
Kong either way.
West wind.
We do not need a 3.
3 bamboos.
1, 5, 5,
1
7, 8,
character.
9. 1, 5, 7, 9. 7, 8, 9. We could still
4
play the
dots.
third hand down on the right, or we could
1
play
bamboo.
the 5th hand down under odds. Oh, look, we got the 3, Tracy. Okay,
6
so
dots.
1, 3, 5, 7, 9. We'll see.
Flower.
That's the second one down. I would wait. Because we could Kong too later, maybe. We
One
still are
character.
not able to act on the 7-9, and we need a
West
joker.
wind.
So I would say we're a contender because
East
we do
wind.
have a couple of hands we could play, but we have a lot of discards.
7 bamboos.
We have 4
Seven
discards.
characters.
Yep. Now, yeah, this is not going very well. We need 2 jokers now. We probably should
7
say
dots.
we're an underdog unless we start getting jokers to fill this. Okay, now we have some potential here. There's a dragon, 7, 8, 9 dragon. Let's let the 6 go. So we
6
could maybe
characters.
do 7, 8, 9 dragon, the flowers
Red dragon.
pair, 7 crack pair, which is good because 2 of them are out. So we wouldn't
3
need any
bamboos.
jokers. We could pung the 8. So
4
I would probably
bamboos.
switch to that dragon hand. There's a good tile for us.
3 characters.
So we just got the dragon. Pretty hand here.
3
So
dots.
we're switching to 7, 8, 9 dragon. It is a bit of a
Flower.
late switch, but for this particular hand, we have our pair. We have 2 of 2 pair actually, and we have 3 discards. We're
1
still in the
dot.
middle game. So we may be able to, we could probably say we're a
5
contender at this
characters.
point. We could be a contender. We'll see.
East wind.
The 9 is going to be
South
tricky.
wind.
The 9 is going to be tricky because we need to Kong.
8 bamboos.
Well, let's see. Susan or
7
Tracy,
bamboos.
we're playing the
8
5th hand.
bamboos.
We have an 8 crack pair. So we're playing the
4
5th hand down
bamboos.
under consecutive run.
8 bamboos.
Let's see. These are all out. Now there was potential for that hand,
8
Tracy.
bamboos.
5, 7, 9 dragon, but we'd have to throw away a pair of flowers. I want to
5
leverage the flowers. That's why I
8
picked the
dots.
5th hand down under consecutive run. We could pung the 8 and pung the red. We just need
5
one good pick for the
bamboos.
9.
1 dot.
White dragon.
5 characters. 3 dots.
Okay, we've got 3
6
good discards.
bamboos.
We're in the end game, so you want to make sure you have good discards,
2
which we
dots.
do. Nobody wants the 1, 5, 4.
Flower.
Okay, we just need a pair for our hand, so we're good to go. We need that 9 crack is what we really need in
4
here.
characters.
We need a 9 crack or a joker.
Kong.
Oh.
3 characters.
Okay, now this player has our 8 crack probably. So we may need a joker for the 8
White
crack.
dragon.
The player
1
across from us is
bamboo.
playing 2, 4, 6, 8. So they likely have our 8 crack.
5 dots.
They have 2 exposures.
2 characters.
So an 8 crack is, wait a minute, why did they, are they doing 3, 4, 5? Wait, what are they doing? Why did they, oh, they only need a pung. Okay, so here we go. We have like numbers with 9s. First hand under like numbers. Over here, they threw a 2 crack because they already have a pung. They're playing a gap hand, but they have the jokers. Here we have news with a run. So the pair hand, they have a joker to ditch. And here we have 3 discards. So we were the underdog here at the table. Okay, let's play one more game. One more game. Be nice to get a good deal here. Okay, we have multiples that don't go together. Pair 1, pair 3, pair 6. So this is when you go with the most of your multiples that can be used for a category on the card. So 3, 6, 9 is what I would focus on. 3, 6, 9. And we don't pick a hand. We're just going to gather. So we're going to break up the 1. And then we'll pass probably the south, and then I guess the 8 can go. We have 6, 7. We do have 6, 7, 8, 9. No gaps, but we'd have to throw away a pair of 6s. 6, 7, bam, 8, 9, crack. Let's just see what we get. We do have some 6, 7, 8, 9. We're optimized because we're targeting the multiples. Okay, so there's an 8 crack pair. 8 crack pair there. We could play 6, 7, 8. The third hand down. We have to make a choice right now. We have no gaps for 6.7 bam 8 crack. 3, 6, 9. We could maybe do the mixed suit 3, 6, 9 hand. 3 bam 6.9 crack. 6, 8. And that's no help here. So we'll pass one of each suit. 1, 3. Okay. Okay. I would love to get a 7 dot. We could do 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we got a 6. Well, that's actually good if we play 6, 7, 8 with flowers. We'd have to let this 3 bam pair go. 6, 7, 8 flower. Okay, let's let the 1 go with the 4 and the 9. Let's see here. Let's let the 3 go. Maybe we'll get a 7 dot. Long shot. Okay, there's a 5. So now maybe we could get a 7 crack. 5, 6, 7, 8. We have a 1 crack pair. Just always keep an eye on any multiple that develops. Let's see. Let's let the 1, 9 go. So we have 5, 6, 7 of some kind. 5, 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8. Oh, look, we got the 7 bam. Awesome. That's our pair. So let's pass 1, 3, 5. A little bit risky, but we know what hand we're playing and we have no gaps. 6, 7, 8 on the right. Third hand down under consecutive run. We have 5 discards, so we're an underdog. So we want to take a low risk approach. It'd be nice to get some flowers. Usually you don't see flowers in the Charleston though. Oh, look what we got. Oh my goodness. 5, 6, 7, 8. We could switch to a pung kong hand, and I would pass 3. This is going to be a little bit risky, but I would do it because we have a hand with no gap. We have 2 hands with no gaps. If we get a keeper, it'll be worth the risk. 5, 6 dot 7, 8 crack, or we can do 6, 7, 8 mixed suits, no keepers. All right. Here we go. We're an underdog until we pick a hand. We've got 1 of 2 hands we could play.
4 dots.
6 characters.
Okay, let's let the 9 go.
9 characters. 9 dots.
8 dots.
5 dots.
Oh, oh, look at, we got the 8 crack.
4 bamboos.
Okay, so I would probably play the
6
third
dots.
hand down. Let's Kong.
Kong.
Because we have no gaps for our hand.
1 dot.
We can Kong the 8 and then we just need flowers. So we could,
6
we are
characters.
a front runner now. Because we have only 3
2
discards,
characters.
we're still in the begin game. The first 7 picks. So we're a front runner.
2 dots.
Okay, let's let the year tile go.
5 dots.
We need flowers.
4
Flowers and
bamboos.
jokers. Which is fine.
8 characters.
We'll Kong.
Kong.
Okay, we'll let that go. 9.
9 bamboos. 9 dots.
1 bamboo.
Flower.
Joker.
7 characters.
We need that for the flower.
4 characters.
1 bamboo.
Flower.
That's what we need.
Eight bamboos. 1 dot.
7 characters.
Oh, we need a flower.
6 bamboos.
Oh, come on, flower.
Kong.
Oh. We got
9
skipped.
characters.
7 bamboos.
That's our pair. Oh, man.
3
What are you
characters.
doing?
4 characters.
3 characters.
We need a flower. Oh, my goodness.
8 bamboos.
I have the hardest time with flowers. Come on.
7 dots. 2 characters.
2 dots.
East wind.
Oh.
8 dots. 7 dots.
4 characters.
East wind.
Oh, come on now.
3 dots. 5 dots.
Sure, Abby. Give it a try.
5 bamboos.
We're supposed to get at least 1 flower, 1.6 flowers from the wall
4 characters.
on average. Okay, that'll do.
1 dot.
All right, so we're ready to win by 55 tiles remaining. That's a good goal.
2 dots.
So we did have a little bit of luck from the wall
1
there.
dot.
We're ready on a flower.
3 bamboos.
And the player
Kong.
on our left is discarding flowers.
3 dots.
Okay, so we have Kong 3, 6.
North wind. Green dragon. Pung. 4 dots.
They need a pair of flowers over there.
West wind.
There's a 9 bam out, so they're going to need a joker.
Green dragon. Red dragon.
Little risky.
8 bamboos.
Okay, we're looking for a flower.
4 bamboos.
Ah, flowers are the bane of my existence.
3 dots.
Uh-oh.
White dragon. Pung.
Pong. Pong
South
pong.
wind.
So they're playing flowers with news. They may have flowers.
South wind.
We may need a joker for this.
7 bamboos.
Okay.
5 bamboos.
So let's see. South, south, west.
North wind.
Okay, they threw a north.
9 dots.
So they don't need north. There are 2 east, south, a west, and 2 souths.
5 dots.
So they don't need south and north.
2 bamboos.
So west and east are going to be risky, as will a
2
flower. A
bamboos.
flower's going to be risky too.
5 bamboos.
7 dots. 9 dots.
Oh yeah, we're in the end game here. I don't think we're going to see a flower out of them. Oh no, they lost connection. That's a bummer. Oh no. Maybe they'll throw a flower, the robot. They need 4 flowers if they're playing News with Dragons. I don't think they could. Oh, you know what? They could be playing a 3-6-9 hand, third hand down. That would be good for us because then they won't need all the flowers. With 2 pungs of dragons, third hand down under 3-6-9, they would need, there's a 3 dot there, 9 dot, 9 dots are out. There's a 6 crack there, 6 bam kong, so they
2
don't,
bamboos.
they could be doing no 3,
5
no
characters.
6, so 9 bams, 9s, but all the 9s are down. 9, 4, 9. Yeah, they're probably doing News with Dragons.
dragon.
That's my guess. Oh, look, we got Mah Jongg. Yep, News with Dragons. They needed a flower. No, they needed an east. Oh, east wind. But they couldn't call it. So we did get the win here, thanks to jokers. We have flowers there. This is a multiple weight. We have a multiple weight here, which is a strong weight. Here, they needed an east. They were not ready, but they could have conged the flower if it went down and then been ready on it east, a single tile. Over here, this player's ready on a multiple weight, 9 bam. So they were ready to win, 2 front runners here. And then here we have 135 dragon, 135 offsuit dragon, 135 red dragon. So they had a little bit of work to do there. All right, that's going to do it for this live stream. I hope you enjoyed this topic today on competitive play. Let me know what you think about what I shared. And if you have anything to add, let us know in the comment section below the video. We'll be back again next Monday for more nitty-gritty Let's Play live streams. So I hope that if you're free, you'll join us. Also, I just want to say thank you again to our moderators for helping monitor the chat today. And we hope to see you again next week. We will be back tomorrow from 2 to 3 for the Learning Lab Let's Play live stream. The Learning Lab is a private Facebook group designed as a safe space for new players, or really any players, and only vetted instructors from the MAHJLIFE Instructor Guild will be answering questions. So you know that you'll get the right answer and you won't get pummeled with a whole bunch of the same answer, and you won't get answers with house rules either. So if you would like to join a safe space where you can be helped mastering this game, please consider joining the Learning Lab. Just go to Facebook and type in Learning Lab #MAHJLIFE and you'll find it. Also, if you don't use Facebook, join us for the Tuesday afternoon Learning Lab Let's Play live streams, and we'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have during the live stream. That live stream, we won't do any presentations. It's all about answering your questions. So please come, especially if you don't use Facebook. We'd love to see you there, and we'd love to serve you and help you learn to master this game. Thank you very much. Thank you, Susan. It is a safe space to learn. That's right. 2 to 3 on Tuesdays. That's right. 1 to 2 is Wright Patterson Mah Jongg for now. I may retire that. I don't know yet. But and if I do, then we'd probably move the learning lab to 1 to 2. But we'll see. But the learning lab is going to be a Tuesday thing. So I hope to see you here. And come with your questions, please. You can ask questions about the rules, about skills, strategies, sportsmanship, whatever you need, we'll be there for you. And it'll all be on the fly. So I hope that you'll be there with us. Does anybody have any questions? Otherwise, I'll go ahead and sign off. I don't see any questions. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing. Click the little gray bell if you do. That way you'll get notification for when I post new videos, and you won't miss an opportunity to learn a new strategy or pick up an insight to the game that could give you an advantage at the table. Between now and the next video, may all your picks be keepers.